Welcome back, everyone. So, with Crimson Vow coming out, you all know what that means. We have brand new precons. And one of the things I really like doing is I like taking precon decks and making some upgrades. Now, before I get into today's deck, I'm going to just let you guys know this is going to be another one of my budget upgrades. Mostly because I decided I want to continue with it. I think it really kind of makes you have to think when you put a budget on yourself. By that I mean, you're not just putting every powerful card into a deck, you really have to weigh out your options. Now, I kind of went on a more strict budget this time around. I decided that I only wanted to include a $20 budget. So you buy the precon and you got 20 extra bucks and you want to, upgrade that precon. So that's what I decided to do. And all the cards in this upgrade, you can find them all on Card Kingdom or TCG Player for $20 or less. And that is at the current prices that I have found them at as of recording. So as of the day I recorded, that is the prices of these cards. Now, to get into it, the deck we're going to be talking about first is going to be Vampiric Bloodline, which is, of course, the Vampire Tribal list for Crimson Vow. Now, Vampiric Bloodline is a really sweet precon, I think. It comes with a lot of really powerful cards, and it already has a lot of built-in synergies. So I took my time, I sat down and I read all the commanders that come with this precon, because you technically get two. One is the phase commander, which is Stefan, and the other is a partner commanders. You have Kember, and then you have Laureen. You have Kember and Laureen. Now, I decided I wanted to focus the deck more around Kember and Laureen, because I think out of the three, quote-unquote, three commanders, those two as partners have the best promise for a very interesting deck. Now, Kember is called Kember the Plunderer. He's a 3 and a black for a legendary vampire rogue. Legendary creature vampire rogue. He has partner with Laureen, the diversion. Now, what he does is basically he says whenever you sacrifice a vampire or an artifact, you make a blood token. Or I think it's whenever they die, you make a blood token, which is really cool. Blood is just another way to, draw cards, discard cards, stuff like that. And then you have Lorraine, I don't know how to say the name. Card's up there, folks. Just read the card. She has a cool ability where you can pay 2, sack a creature, and sack an artifact. And I forgot the rest of the ability, but you basically just get to sack things. So she's a sack outlet, so they help each other, right? Really good. Yeah. Anyways. So, let's jump right into it. Talk about the cards I did take out. I actually didn't take out a lot of cards because when you're giving yourself such a restricted budget, you tend to have to leave cards in, which isn't bad because there's a lot of cards that I think work really well with the blood tokens, and a lot of cards I think work really well with the whole, playing the sacrifice route. I'm gonna jump right into it. I've got my lovely list of cards right here, and let me grab my glasses so I can actually see what I'm reading. I moved my light so it shouldn't be shining too bright into my face. So let's go ahead and start with the creatures we took out from this list. We have the Bloodlord of Veskoth, I believe that's what it's called. Crimson Honor Guard, which I know Crimson Honor Guard is a really good card, but we're not really going to attack heavy with the commander, so I cut him out. Dark Imposter. Dark Imposter is a good card, but just the 4 and 2 black to activate his ability, I think is just too pricey. There's a good amount of ramp in the deck, but we want to spend our mana elsewhere. Then we have the Markov Enforcer. He's just a big body. Really good effect, but a big body, not exactly what we need. The Narcopolis Regent. Again, another big spell. Really good creature. Pumps all of our tokens, or our creatures and everything like that, but we're trying to kill all of our creatures anyways, so Then you have Patron the Vein. Patron the Vein kind of goes along with the Markov Enforcer. Just a really big body. Doesn't really get you anywhere. Then the Shadow Grange Archfiend. He just, to me, doesn't seem right. He fits the Madness theme. You know, he has the Madness cost for the 2 and a black and pay 8 life. But I personally, for what I geared the deck to do, I don't think he's that great. And then I also removed Stefan, which is the face commander. Stefan, really strong, but just, again, not the direction I was trying to take the deck when I was working on these upgrades. And then Vampiric Dragon, just because I feel like they just threw that in there because it's a vampire and as a dragon. Not very good. Not very bad either. Now I did take out 3 sorceries. A couple of these probably gonna get some hate on. The first one is gonna be Ancient Cravings. 4 mana to lose 3 life, draw 3 cards doesn't seem good. You're in black, there's way more efficient things to do and way more efficient ways to draw cards. Then the Imposing Renatur. To me, it just felt like a big flashy spell that the deck didn't really need. But yeah, if you like it, keep it in. For what I decided to go, which route I decided to take the deck, and I just cut it. And then the Predator's Hour, another one of those spells that really kind of wants you to deal a lot of damage, and we're not trying to deal a whole bunch of damage at once. We're more trying to get some incremental value and then win that way. And then I did take out 2 enchantments. The first one is going to be the Arterial Alchemy, which is a good card. If you're going to go with the blood token route and really kind of focus on making as many blood tokens as possible, really good to make them into equipment that can deal damage and help buff your team. But not for this deck. And then Molten Echoes. Yes, you get to make, you know, creature tokens, which you can use as sack fodder, but I don't like 4 mana enchantments that do nothing when they first hit the battlefield. I like my cards to, you know, either be able to use right away or not have such a setup. You know what I mean? So those are my removes. Those are the cards I removed. Now, like I was saying, all those cards were removed so that we can make room for cards that actually fit what we're trying to accomplish here. But before we get into the ads, I just want to let everyone know, you know, if you like my videos, please hit that like button down below. If you want to see more of my content, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It really does help out the channel a lot. And if you want to see, you know, be notified when I have new videos come out, please go ahead and hit that bell icon down below. Doesn't bite, or does it? I am not proud of that one at all. All right, let's go ahead and get right into it, and let's get to these ads. I'm really excited about these ones. These are really good cards. They're either gonna sack creatures or give you bonuses for sacking creatures. The first card I hear on the list is the Inner Term Predator. I believe that's how you pronounce that. Which is, you know, a 4 mana dragon vampire that actually does something for us. This is going to sack you creatures. It's going to tap itself, make itself indestructible, and it's also going to remove creatures from graveyards to grow itself. So it right there can turn into a big threat really quickly, really easily, and it's a free sack outlet. Then we also have the Falcon Wraith Forebear, which is another one of those creatures, cares about blood tokens, but it's also a sack outlet with the blood tokens, so it helps facilitate your commanders and a lot of your other abilities that care about things being sacrificed. Knight of the Ebon Legion. I put Knight of the Ebon Legion in there mostly because I wanted a cheap threat, something that can come down pretty early and either make our opponents focus on getting rid of it. That way it draws some attention away from the rest of the game plan. Pawn of Ulamog. Pawn of Ulamog is a really great vampire. That's another one of those payoffs that care about creatures dying. So whenever you sacrifice your creatures, you get to make Scion tokens. So those Scion tokens can fill you, give you mana. You can use the tokens to sacrifice to other effects, as well as you can sacrifice them themselves, make the mana to sacrifice your blood tokens. Kind of see where this is going. And then we also have Vindictive Vampire. Vindictive Vampire is basically a big blood artist. We already have blood artist came in the deck, as well as the Falcon Wraith Noble came in the deck. So another one of those effects is really good, especially good that it's a vampire. Viscera Seer. I believe that one's self-explanatory. It's a free sack outlet for 1 mana. Can't go wrong. And then last creature I added was actually another new card from Crimson Vow, which is Angie, the Maid of Honor. Now, when Angie enters, or any number of vampires enter, you get to create blood tokens, which is really good. Then she has a sacrifice effect for those tokens. It's also really good. See where I'm going here? Accumulate that value. Now, I took out 3 sorceries, but I added 2. First one I added was Read the Bones. Simple, clean. I think it replaces the Ancient Cravings really easily, really quickly, really well. You're going to dig 4 cards deeper sometimes. Sometimes you see the top 2 and you want the top 2, but you get to dig card, you get to go at least 1 more card deeper with the Scry effect, which is really nice. Then I did take out 2 enchantments and brought in 2 enchantments. Now, the 2 enchantments I brought in, the first one is Call of the Bloodline. Now, I kept in a good amount of some of the madness cards because of the blood tokens, as well as because of cards like Call of the Bloodline, where you get the discard stuff so you can cast your madness spells. And then with this one is just another one of those things. You pay 1, discard a card, make a 2/2 vampire. If you pay 1, discard a madness vampire, you can cast it, so you can get 2 vampires for the price of 1. And then the second one I added was Goblin Bombardment. Now, this was recently reprinted. This one is just a really great efficient sacrifice outlet that you can use to ping little creatures by sacrificing your blood tokens, or not your blood tokens, but your vampire tokens or other vampires to it. I forgot to mention the second sorcery I added. The second sorcery I added was Patriarch's Bidding. Now, I am extremely ecstatic that Patriarch's Bidding was reprinted in Modern Horizons 2, because that means it's cheaper. It's way cheaper. You can pick them up for like $1 and like $1.50, something like that. Super cheap, really good. You're gonna choose vampires. You're playing all vampires. Patriarch's Bidding, super good. Now, you're in, I'm going to put this down because these ones I know off heart. You're in red and black. The one thing that upset me a little bit when I was reading through the list was the fact that you had 2 instants, and one was a decent removal spell, and the other one, Rakdos Charm, which is good. But there was no other removal spells. You need kill spells. So I added 3. I added Hero's Downfall, Infernal Grasp, and Tragic Slip. Hero's Downfall blows up planeswalkers and creatures. It's a really awesome reprint that we got here in Crimson Vow. It's been downshifted to an uncommon, so super cheap now. No need not to run it. Infernal Grasp is just a 1 in a black, kill any creature. You lose 2 life, but it's fine. You're going to be gaining a lot of life anyways through, your sacrificing creatures and stuff like that, your Blood Artist triggers, your Vindictive Vampires, and your Falcon Wraith Nobles. So, pretty self-explanatory. Tragic Slip, 1 mana, pretty much kill anything because you're going to be sacrificing a lot of creatures. So it's going to be a 1 mana, -13, most games you play. Now, like I said earlier in the video, I really restrained myself when I created this list and created these budget upgrades. I really focused on being as cheap as possible, and I think $20 is the best way to kind of limit that budget, because it really had me think as I was going through cards for what I wanted to put in. Now, you guys can let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Let me know if you agree with some of the cards I removed. If there's any other cards that you think I missed that could be added in that can still fit in that budget, please go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, guys, play more games.